People ask me how I make my fantasy maps, and the truth is I'm really just winging it. I think the more maps I make for my series, the more my style has evolved. So here's my most recent map for the remaster of my third book, which comes out this week. I started with my world map, which I made last fall, and it took me, honestly, like 2 months to make. I found the region that I wanted to make a map of, and I zoomed way in. First, I drew the coastline, which consists of a thick outline, a hairline, and then a wavy pattern on the edges. Then I place all the major settlements. This kingdom is ruled by a singular king and 12 lords who are all named for colors that their god gave to them through refractions in this diamond in the capital. So I marked all 12 of their castles, plus some other places mentioned in books 3, 4, and 5. Then I mapped out the rivers based on elevation changes in the region. Water flows from high to low, so you have to think about that if you care about realism. And I only sort of care about realism because this is, a fantasy world after all. Next, I add in the mountains. This region has a huge mountain range to the west and a little one to the southeast that somewhat isolates it from its neighbors. This particular country is fairly isolationist, so you wonder how much the geography has contributed to that. After painstakingly shading each mountain with some simple hatches, it's time to start on the roads. All my roads are simple dashed lines, but the placement is extremely important because my characters are traveling across the world, and I try to be very explicit about what roads they're taking so readers can follow along at home. Now it's time to write in the labels. I lay mine out in Photoshop and then just draw over them because my handwriting is terrible. Those of you who have ordered a signed copy from my shop know this because I include a little handwritten note and I have to reveal my true, terrible handwriting. When the labels are done, I like to add a banner behind the title to give it a more medieval feel. Now I go in and add the trees. I used to hand draw these in earlier maps, but I have since made a brush in Procreate that draws them automatically, which is way more fun and way less time consuming. Eska is an extremely forested kingdom, and while there are swamps in the north and grasslands in the south, a majority of the country is dominated by deciduous forests. I also made a custom brush for the grasslands, but I'm much more conservative with these and only pepper them around so the canvas has some negative space. And that's it. I throw it into Photoshop and add my standard border and overlay a parchment texture, and that's really all there is to it. I can even drop the map into a 3D renderer to get these cool shots. I hope you liked my walkthrough, and for those of you who want to check out my story, it's called The Moonrise Saga, and books 1 through 5 are available right now. Book 6 comes out next year. Check it out.